Help me reach 1,000 subscribes. Support the video with a like and leave your thoughts in the comments. I read every comment. Thanks. I didn't suspect anything at first. Elizabeth had always been independent, the kind of woman who booked plans without over-explaining them. So when she said she needed a weekend away with the girls, I nodded like it was normal. I was James, her husband of 11 years, the reliable one who handled routines, so she didn't have to. I trusted her because trust was cheaper than paranoia, and because nothing in our daily life looked broken enough to justify doubt. She talked about the trip casually, almost cheerfully. A coastal town, a rented place near the water, wine, laughter, catching up. She mentioned names I recognized and some I didn't. I listened and kept my reactions measured. Inside, though, something felt rehearsed. Not wrong, just polished. The week before her trip, Elizabeth became lighter. She hummed while folding clothes. She stayed on her phone longer at night, turning the screen away when I walked past. When I asked what she was smiling at, she said it was work drama. I accepted that explanation because I wanted to. If the story feels familiar so far, take a second to like this video so it reaches others who've lived through the same quiet doubts. Friday came faster than expected. She took the day off work, moving through the house with purpose. Suitcase open on the bed. Dresses laid out like options for a future I wasn't invited to. She packed carefully, checking the mirror more often than usual. I leaned against the doorframe, pretending to scroll through my phone, studying her reflection instead. "You're quiet," she said. "Just tired," I replied. That wasn't a lie. She zipped her suitcase halfway, then stopped, pulled it open again, slid something small inside, and hid it beneath a folded sweater. My chest tightened, but my face didn't change. That night, she slept easily. I didn't. I stared at the ceiling, replaying moments I'd ignored. Late meetings, changed passwords, a new perfume she claimed was a sample. None of it was proof, just patterns. Saturday morning, she moved fast, showered, dressed, coffee half finished on the counter. She hugged me longer than usual, the kind of hug meant to soften guilt. "I'll text when I get there," she said. "Have fun," I told her. She rolled her suitcase toward the door, wheels clicking against the hardwood floor. Before she stepped outside, she turned back once, smiled, and said, "Don't wait up." The door closed. The house went still. I stood there longer than necessary, listening to the silence settle. Then I moved, not in anger, in certainty. I went to the bedroom and opened the closet. In the back sat another suitcase, larger, heavier. I pulled it out and set it on the bed she'd just left. I packed slowly. Clothes first, documents next, then items that reminded me who I was before I learned how to ignore my instincts. Halfway through, my phone buzzed. A message from Elizabeth. "Just left. Traffic's terrible." I looked at the screen, then back at the suitcase. If you've ever ignored your gut to keep the peace, comment below and tell me what it cost you. I didn't reply. I zipped the suitcase shut and sat on the edge of the bed. What came wasn't panic. It was calm. I wasn't following her. I wasn't confronting her. I was preparing. Before I left the room, I took one last look at the life arranged to look stable from the outside. Type the word clarity in the comments if you understand the moment when confusion finally ends. I carried the suitcase to the hallway and set it near the door. The same door she'd walked out of smiling. The same door she expected to walk back through in 2 days. I checked my watch, then the driveway, half expecting her to come back with some forgotten excuse. She didn't. The engine noise faded, and with it, the last excuse I had left to pretend I didn't know what was coming next. 12 hours earlier, I would have begged myself to stop thinking. Then, I left the house an hour later, not to chase Elizabeth, but to position myself where truth usually slips. I drove to the small airport she'd mentioned once, the one locals use for short domestic flights. I parked across the street and waited, engine off, phone face down. Around noon, her car appeared, not alone. A man stepped out of the passenger side, tall, relaxed, familiar in a way that burned. Elizabeth laughed, The same laugh she hadn't given me in years. They unloaded her suitcase together. The small one, not the big one she claimed she didn't need. I watched without flinching. Seeing it confirmed didn't break me. It clarified me. They walked inside, close enough to touch. He rested his hand on her lower back. She didn't move it away. That was enough. I didn't confront them. I didn't take pictures. I left. By the time Elizabeth's flight took off, I was already home, finishing what I'd started. I moved a larger suitcase into the garage, then into my truck. Inside it were copies of our financial records, a change of clothes, and a letter I'd written months ago but never thought I'd use. Calm words. Honest ones. No accusations. Just facts. Her phone location updated mid-afternoon. Beach town. Right on schedule. That evening, I cooked dinner for one. Ate slowly. Slept deeply. When I woke up Sunday morning, I sent one message. Hope you're enjoying your weekend. She replied within seconds. I am. Miss you. I smiled at the screen. Lies are easiest when they think you're still standing still. Sunday afternoon, I went to see a lawyer. Monday morning, I changed passwords, separated accounts, and forwarded a single email. By the time Elizabeth packed to come home, my suitcase was already gone. She returned Sunday night. I watched through the door camera as she dragged her suitcase inside, humming. 10 minutes later, my phone rang, then rang again. I answered on the third call. James, where are you? Not home. Your truck's gone. Yes. There was a pause. Then irritation dressed as confusion. What's going on? I know about the trip, I said. Not raised. Not sharp. Silence stretched. She tried laughter. You're being ridiculous. I saw you, I replied. At the airport. Her breath caught. No denial this time. Just anger. You followed me? I trusted my eyes. I said, that's different. She started talking fast. Justifications. Distance. Loneliness. Words meant to soften consequences. I let her finish. When she stopped, I said, check the guest room. She did. The house mic caught the zipper, the pause, the inhale. My suitcase. Empty space in the closet. What is this? She asked. That's me leaving. I said, cleanly. You can't just walk out, she snapped. I already did. If this story stirred something heavy, share it with someone who needs permission to choose themselves without shouting. She cried then, not for us, for comfort, for stability. I stayed quiet. Are you divorcing me? She asked. Yes. Another pause. Smaller now. Is there someone else? No, I said. There's just honesty. We hung up. I blocked nothing. I owed her nothing more. Comment below, was James right to leave without confrontation? Or should truth always be explosive? A week later, Elizabeth tried to rewrite the story. Friends called. I corrected nothing. Truth doesn't need help. I unpacked my suitcase in a small rented place near work. First night, no weight on my chest. Just quiet. Type respect in the comments if you believe peace is worth more than pretending. This wasn't revenge. It was alignment. She chose a weekend. I chose a future. Like this video, leave your thoughts, and subscribe if you value stories where self-respect ends a cycle instead of rage.